Good morning, everybody. It's Javier, and I'm super excited to be with you here this Monday morning to really set off the week and light the fuse, as they say, to make this one of the most productive weeks we've ever had. It stands to be one of the most productive weeks we've had in a very, very, very long time, especially by a lot of people. We've got a lot of people that are submitting their first piece of business this week, combined with the people that submitted their first piece of business last week, which stands to make September truly a September to remember. And I'm very excited about that. Without any further ado, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and get right into it by firing up the PowerPoint and sharing with you a couple of announcements and also a very important element training as it relates to training with what we have going on and what's coming in the next couple of weeks. So let's get going. First things first, we want to talk about, I'm sending you a link. I had several of you tell me last week that for whatever reason, you were not able to see this one. Now, who we're talking about primarily, and I want to make sure you understand this, and I'm going to bring this up here back in just one second, is we're looking for people that just need to refine their skills. We're not looking to take somebody from zero to hero, if you would, meaning somebody who's never done anything, never submitted business, and all of a sudden we're going to make you a superstar. We're not looking to do that because it's just simply not realistic. And so when I share something like what I'm going to share with you right now, it's really intended to do nothing more than provide you with an edge, if you would, a way for you to refine your skills on top of whatever you have going on right now, which I'm going to come to that. I'll come back to that a couple of times. So what I'm going to do is if you are in the chat, if you are on the webinar and you're watching this live, I just input it into the actual chat, the link. And the link that I sent you is from appointment number 2. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter where it is. The point is that this is the flow that you want in an appointment number 2. And so I'll come back to that in just one second, but I just shared with you an actual recording of me with an actual teacher that was a $500 a month IUL. You can do the math from there. I have 2 $500 a month IULs for this week. I've got one for $1,000 and one for $1,600 a month. And ironically, I'm going to talk about the one thing that failed for me this past week, because that's the whole purpose of us being here, to debrief and also to go ahead and learn from each other's experiences, mistakes, and so on. So we're going to do that. But I just send you the link. If you want it, save it. Don't ask me for it later on, because it's not anywhere. It's very private. As a matter of fact, if you're watching the recording of this, you don't get to get the link. Different reasons I'm not going to get into. And so it is redacted, it's edited to get out the personal stuff, but I'll come back to that in just one second. I want to start by congratulating our newest certified school presenters. And I'm telling you, I'm so proud of these great people, because we need help when it comes to presenting. Now, I had a few people ask me how come they were not there to be able to go ahead and audition. And the answer is very simple. A couple of things. Number one, there's only so much room we have. It takes an average 30 to 40 minutes per person. And I only have so much time, because just like you, I don't get a paycheck at the end of this day. This is how I invest in people, hoping to get my return of my investment later on during presentations. And so what that means is that we have to prioritize. Now, one of the person that hit me up about not being invited to this thing didn't quite understand. And I don't think it's a big mystery that we would prioritize people that are bringing something to the table versus those that maybe for whatever reason are not, or that we have an agreement. That I just had a conversation with Mr. Anthony LeBlanc about his team. The same thing with George and his team. He's doing his thing, which is great. The LeBlanc and Mr. Hatter's team are doing their thing, which is great. I don't want to rock any boats. As a matter of fact, we have 2 people here from George's team that have actually thrown in their hat in the ring to audition for the presenter. And I'm telling them, like I said before, you want to come do it, you're more than welcome to do that, but you're going to have to get certified by either, Mr. LeBlanc, Hatter, or George, depending on whose team is. So if you want to come in and just consider it a good practice, you can do that. But I want to make sure you understand that we have to prioritize. Now, one of the things that will help elevate your level of your stock, if you would, is not just by being one of the ones that waits around for a lead to come to them, but rather brings business from somewhere else to the table as well. And that speaks volumes of your commitment to the cause. And we always prioritize people that are bringing business from other places that they find somewhere else. You don't have to, of course, but we don't have to pick you either. And so I think you have to understand that this is business. And so for me, if anybody, I had one person call me this week and tell me, hey, you know what? I feel like I'm a little bit behind. And I go, no, I would say you're a lot behind. And you feel that way for the simple fact that you are. You haven't been to this, you haven't been to that. How on earth can you expect yourself to do any of this stuff? You didn't go to the academy, you didn't go to the symposium, you didn't go to this, you didn't do your audition for one, you didn't do your audition for two. Who on earth is going to take the time to do that right now? Not me, that's for sure. And so I just want to make sure that, again, you understand and you're very clear with the fact that we have to prioritize, and we do a lot through the things that we do here. So I just want to take a moment to congratulate Joy Bell. I also want to congratulate Monica Gonzalez, Chin Kim, Red Stafford, and Mr. Stephen Bryan. They are our newest certified trainers, and God knows we need them. I feel very good with them, but we do need a few more. So I think that if we go through another 20 people, we can scrape up probably a good 4 people from a statistical perspective. That's just what I'm expecting. And like I said, come to this knowing that just because you come doesn't mean you get certified. This is not a certification. This is part of it. You have to observe it. Every single person that you see there has seen me present. Some of them I've seen present. And so that's exactly what this whole thing is about. But what a skill to pick up. I can show you right now by you becoming a presenter how you can easily, and I don't use the word easily, by you combining the Presenters Academy and you combining the Presenters Academy with the audition 1 and 2 that we show you how to do. And then, of course, how to open up a school. By opening up one school a month, you can break $15,000 to $20,000 without even breaking a sweat. If these good people you see here on the screen do what I'm telling them to do, how I tell them to do it, and they're not making at least $15,000 to $20,000 a month, shame on them, because they are wasting a trip. Now, unless they don't want to, of course. Maybe they have something else going on. They just need beer money, or maybe they just need a few $1,000s a month. That's great too. I'm happy to help those people. But man, I'm looking for people that are hungry, because there are people that are hungry, and then there are people that are just plain old hungry. I'm talking about hungry. And so that's who I'm looking for. People that, like me, that I stay up at night and I prayed, and all I asked God for was a chance. God, I don't want you to just have a Brinks truck follow and the doors crack open in front of me on the freeway. I mean, kind of thing. I'm talking about just give me a shot. Give me a chance. And the one thing I will tell you I learned in life and business, that for you to do that, you need the right people to cross your path. Very few times will you do it alone. You're a fool if you think you're going to go out there and on your own do all this and take 30, 25, 35 years of experience and roll it into one single opportunity where we give you literally the damn script. And some people still can't do it. And then we find out that, all this time, the problem hasn't been the world. All this time, the problem's with me. Damn it. Well, you can change that in an instant. And that's why I'm telling you, and I'm asking you to maximize this opportunity. So congratulations to these great people. Having said that, what we've done, we've updated the presentation that we have. When you go to specializedmarkets.us and you hover, don't click on, just hover over schools, you'll see the second option, presenters. When you click on the presenters, you'll see a couple of things. Number one, you see me, this presentation I just did, literally on the 9th. You can go ahead and, or whatever the hell the date was, you can just go, it was this past Tuesday, and you'll see me doing the presentation this past Tuesday. Now, I will tell you, I went long on this presentation, and the reason I went long was very simple. I know Ms. Cortez, the principal, for about 9, almost 10 years now. So we're like family. She lets me do whatever I want. And I mean, she's just really, really cool. This is not your typical presentation. I spoke about other things, and you can time me. I went long, but that's because it's her. I would never have done this, but it's still a good presentation for you to review on your own. And you can find it in the presenters tab of our specializedmarkets.us. But what you will also find, if you go down there, you will see the actual auditions of our presenters. And the reason that I encourage you to view these is you're going to see different styles. Now, we did not do the critiquing part. It's not recorded. That's not what this is for. It is intended for you to see different styles. And everybody has their own style. And you will develop your own style as a presenter. But If you're like me, that when I was learning my material, I would go wherever they would let me to learn more and more and more about people that I wanted to be like. Here, you just need to open up your browser and go on the web, and you'll see Stevens, you'll see literally everybody's from Reds, Chin, Joy, and Monica. And again, you'll learn some they did some things good and some things that they did not do good. And we debriefed at the end and went over them. Like we're going to go over them with you. So what ended up happening, I went ahead and secured the office. This is in Culver City for the following Saturday. And so I sent out a message on Saturday saying, hey, we're going to hold a second round because we couldn't fit all the people that wanted to come to this one because it takes time. Well, that one sold out in about 15 minutes. And so that one for the one, if you do check your email, finally, you'll see one that says for the 16th. The 16th in Culver City sold out as well. And again, the reason we need these ASAP is because look at this right here. We're talking about an incredible, I mean, this is our last week to really get ourselves up to speed and get our house in order because we're about to light the fuse because on the 18th, which is the one with Manny, that one starts everything. And then on the 19th, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 presenters at the same time on the same day, which is simply incredible. And so again, some of them are covered. We got it covered. But the problem is that some of our very good presenters are also very good closers. So we want them there as well. And I'm telling you, if you're not making at least $15,000 to $20,000 a month, you need to get with me or a shrink because of the simple fact that I will help you strategize your business. I'll lay it out for you. And then all that will be left to do is for you to do your part. So we need the help. And this goes on to September, October, and we even have stuff for November and December. So remember, all you need to break the $15,000 a month, income, all you need is for you to open up one school. We showed you how to do that, how to present, show you how to do that, and then close. We show you how to do that. As a matter of fact, this is my calendar for this coming week based on just the simple stuff that we are talking about right now as it relates to the follow-ups. And I'm going to get into the training portion in regards to appointment one. And we'll do it kind of right now. Appointment one appointments should never take more than 15 minutes. If you're taking more than 15 minutes, you're doing it wrong. Don't buy into the bull that, well, I'm bonding with the teacher. Oh, they were so interested, I just couldn't leave the room. Listen, bull, you have no business being there more than 10 to 15 minutes because let me ask you a question. What's the number one reason? What's the whole purpose of appointment number one? Anybody?
Shake them up with their income gap.
The teacher.
Okay, first of all, okay, well, what was the first one, Stephen? Used to shake them up. That's a very good one. We're going to disturb. We're going to continue to disturb. We would just okay, but there's more. That's a good answer. What else? Somebody else says.
Them?
What is it?
Qualify them.
Pre-qualify them or qualify them, meaning I need to know, is this a promising? Do you understand that a good portion of the teachers you're going to meet with, they are 49 years old, they want to retire at 52, they have no 403B, they never saved a damn thing, but they really, really want to retire by the next 2 years. You know, you're going to look at that and say, this is, first of all, you didn't create that problem for them. So therefore, there's nothing for you to do. They have no money. They can't afford to save right now, but yet they want to retire. So what I'm saying is that what you're looking to do is either qualify them or disqualify them immediately. Because there's nothing more frustrating than seeing people go for appointment number 2 that doesn't turn into just turned into nothing. When I look at it and I said, you should have known that. And you knew it in your heart. But you're going to try to fit and shove that round peg into the square hole because you're going to figure a way because you really got to make some money. And you end up wasting more money and wasting time and gas. Every first appointment should be 10 to 15 minutes max because all we're trying to find out is A, do they need what we offer? Do they qualify, meaning their health, meaning their money, meaning their budget? And of course, to disturb the hell out of them, especially when you flip that paper over and you say, look, here's your slice of the pie. I had one teacher, I told, it's not too bad. You're at 52%. That's going to give you $3,700 a month. And the first thing she looked at me and she said, Javier, my mortgage is $4,000 a month. How the hell do I eat? And my answer is like, that's what we have to maximize what else you do have. And she had about a $200,000 rollover. So I knew that we were not going to do an IUL, but there's $200,000 that we're rolling over just like that. And so that's your job, to disturb them. And even when they tell you, listen, no, I've got more time. But your answer, whenever they tell you that, if I'm sitting with my teacher and I say, oh, 15 minutes are up, look at that, I need to go this far. Your job immediately is to just simply say, I understand, but I have another appointment to get to. This is not a cup of tea. This is not where you sit there and no, you get out of there in 10 to 15 minutes. The only time I ever spend 15 minutes is when I know immediately this is going to be a $300, $500, or $1,000 a month IUL. It's in the bag. Let me just, add a little more salt to the wound, meaning disturb them more because they really need it. I'm not creating the emergency. It's there. You're not just acknowledging it for them, and I'm going to help them. But that's all I need. And that's why leads us to the training for today. And the training for today revolves around learning how to stack your appointments. So let's think about this for a second. I had one person last week had multiple appointment number ones at 2:30. And I asked this person, why are you doing them all at 2:30? And the answer was, of course, that's what time they get off school. Now, when you create urgency for people, they will see you at 2:30. But guess what? If you really create urgency and they see value in meeting with you, guess what? They'll see you at 2:45. They'll meet you at 3. They'll meet you at 3:15 or 3:30. Now, I'm just curious, what's the latest, just this past week, so we don't talk about the ancient past, how many people here met with somebody, a teacher, after, let's just say, beyond 2:30? Anybody? I'm just curious if anybody did it.
I did, but I mean, it's not in LA, but yeah.
Sure. No, it doesn't have to be in LA, anywhere, but that's my point.
Well, our school districts get out later, so 3:30 is their time.
Perfect, or whatever. But the point that I'm making is if they are spooked and they see you as the solution to their pain, and I'm sure all of you already read how to mastering influence, what I gave you guys at the academy with Tony Robbins, they already know that the solution for their pain is you. You can easily, instead of seeing 5 teachers at 2:30, I would much rather see 5 teachers over 2 days and say, tell you what, I'm going to see you at 2:30. I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example so you understand about efficiency. Otherwise, you're going to go mad. Here's what I mean. Here's my schedule for this past week and this week. But you'll see some of them, like right this one, I have one at 2:30, 2:45, and 3. That's what I'm talking about, stacking them. Over here it's 11:40, 12, 2:30. But when you look at the 2:30, 2:45, and 3, why is that so important? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't live close to these schools that I'm working with, but man, is it worth it? It's worth the money. There's 2 types of people. The first will say, shit, man, I got to drive all the way to LA for a stupid teacher that's probably going to be broke. Well, there are ways to pre-qualify them, and you can see that on the appointment card, because if that's your attitude, you're not going to do well. But the flip side to it is that they're right. If I drive from Ontario all the way to Cudahy for a 2:30, damn it, who keeps getting, hold on. If I all the way let's just say for a 2:30 appointment, and then I got to go back the next day, and then it goes okay, makes a second appointment, but we're still not too sure. Then I go back the next day for another 2:30, traffic, this, gas, okay. Then I go back again for 2:30 on the third day, and then the same thing. That's not a good way to do business. I would much rather, because I don't ask the teachers what time works best for them. I tell the teachers what time they're going to see me. And I'll show you the text messages, if I may, right now. And so what I'm telling them, and that's nothing being rude, I just want to show you, because I have no time to waste. I have 0 time to waste. So when you do that, and again, for all of you, and I do mean all of you, now I'm going to show you a few things. And if you, like for instance, hold on. And so, okay, so I'm going to go back in time, because I haven't even replied to a lot of my text messages from the teachers, because I don't care. I'm going to do this. Let me show you this. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you should be able to see it. Yeah, you can see the desktop. But all these, look at this. This past Wednesday, we've met with them on Tuesday. So my follow-ups are either Tuesday night or Wednesday. But if you notice, Wednesday. I hope you can see this all the way up here. I'm just simply telling them the same thing. Now, this one says, good morning, Patricia. This is Javier Rodriguez from yesterday's presentation. I will personally be meeting with you on Tuesday, September 12th at 3 p.m. I just need to confirm we'll be meeting in room number 18. It won't take longer than 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm just telling him what I'm going to do. And the only question I want to know is it room 13 or 14? I'm not asking him, is the time still good? Because let me tell you something. If you're dumb enough to ask him something like that, they're going to not only tell you no, you deserve a no. Because you just let out the animal out of the cage when you had it in the cage already. And so, first, that one, here's another one. Again, please just, okay. The same thing. Now, my homework is to go back to the ones that didn't reply, but just the ones that did reply are about 7 pieces of business. So I don't even look, and you can see I didn't even open these. Like this one, I didn't even open it yet because I don't care. Good morning, Maria. This is Javier Rodriguez from yesterday's retirement presentation. I will personally be meeting with you on Tuesday, September 12th at 2:30. I just need to confirm we'll be meeting in room number 12. It won't take longer than 10 to 15 minutes. Room 12. Yes, room 12. Thanks. Just like that. The same thing with this one. Sounds good. Look at it, please. Just check the issues. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that was already done. Here, good morning. This is Javier Rodriguez from today's staff meeting presentation. I apologize for like test, but I just tomorrow I wanted to reschedule for 11:15. Good morning, sir. The response is that will be good. One question. I'm not a teacher. She's not a teacher. She's actually classified. But the point that I'm making, all these things right here, all these that I'm sending out, I stack them. And the reason that I stack them, because it makes life a hell of a lot easier when you do, let's just say, because if I do this early enough at the presentation on Tuesday, and I stack my Wednesday from 2:30 to 2, just so you know, teachers in LUSD, now, part of you going into the schools, I don't care what district, like Kathy knows the district where she's at, but if you're working LUSD, you should know the culture. How late do you think teachers in LAUSD, and if you don't start guessing, okay, I mean, if you spoke to somebody, how late do teachers, most teachers, not all, how late do teachers usually stay in LAUSD? Anybody?
4 to 4:30.
I mean, that's what, and we asked them. They said 4, and sometimes they have stuff to do all the way to 4:30. So all that tells me, I have personally, now, what's the worst thing that can happen if I'm talking to, let's just say, Mr. Stafford, the teacher, and I stack one at 2:30? Now, kids get up right before 2:30, by the way. But by the time they walk back to the room, 2:30. From 2:30 to 2:15. Then from 2:15 to 2:30. I mean, whatever, you know what I'm saying. From 2:30 to 2:45 to 3 o'clock. And in that case, let's just say I've got Mr. Stafford, and he saw the value of the presentation and the value proposition. And I tell him, Mr. Stafford, I'm going to be on campus, and I'm going to start meetings right at 2:30. And I'm scheduled to be with you at 3:30 in room K1. Just want to confirm that room is your room. Now, worst thing he says, actually, I need to leave a little earlier. Then I'll move other people around. But I don't remember the last time I had to do that. You have to be efficient. This is a business. You have to maximize profits. And the way you maximize profit is you minimize cost. In any business, all the money that comes in, hopefully, is more than all the money that goes out. Now, if I go to the school 3 times to see 3 different people, that's what's called double dumb. Because now at this point, you really want me to go back and spend the time, the gas, the effort, the frustration? Hell, we were at a school last week, and I couldn't even get to the school because it was crime scene tape. And I told myself, damn, I think somebody got killed. And sure enough, who was it? Oh, Rochelle sent me a text with the link saying somebody just got killed right around the school. I mean, why go through all that stuff more times than you have to when you can just stack it? You understand that if you go see one teacher at 2:30, that's going to be almost your entire day, because you better be out and about by 12. So the way I do it, I like to see them in one day. It's a lot more efficient for business, because the only teachers I'm going to go back to are the ones that I know with 100% certainty I'm going to make money on. 100. And then
Javier,
go ahead.
can I, well, I like to be efficient too, since I have to drive so far. So I try to see about 4 to 5 teachers in one day. And their lunches are pretty long, and a lot of them have a non-duty PE period at the elementary school. So you can check on that as well.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying, because when I saw I started to see this last week. Oh, I'm saying one person, one person. No, you're not going to last, because you're going to have to go through 5 to get 2 that are definitely not going to qualify, to maybe 3 that do. Last week, the only teacher that flaked out on me, one teacher just flaked out on me. It was the only one that begged me for a Zoom appointment at 7 p.m. That's it. Now, good news, I was at home in my boxers. No, she didn't know that, but I just had my t-shirt up here, but and that was about it. But so it's just a matter of like, okay, 5 minutes, text, sorry, I waited for you. Something must have come up. Gotta go, close it, back to my living room and done. That's the secret, and that's the beauty of what we do here. So you have to maximize profit by minimizing your expenses, and your expenses are not just money, by the way. You know how people complain and whine about traffic, because it does take out it takes a lot of you out, and so we want to minimize that as well. And so that's why it's so crucial for you to understand how to stack appointments. Like Kathy just said, 5 in a day. Of course you can do that. Now, here's the biggest challenge. Do you feel you're that worthy of someone's attention where they will work around your schedule? Or are you going to beg them to see when it's convenient for them? Don't do that. I'm telling you right now. So for all of you that are whatever date, hopefully you finish the Mastering Influence, you'll see how, and the only person, by the way, I don't have it here, I have it in my bag, that flaked out on me, I didn't even ask her. I happened to be checking in when she came up to, oh, I was at the presentation, I didn't fill one out. Like, okay. She goes, yeah, but I'm gonna be at a different school tomorrow. Oh, okay, we'll meet you at the new school. No, but I'm not gonna be in school. Okay, though. So what are you asking? Can we do it via Zoom? Yeah, I guess so. I really don't like Zoom, but we could do that. Oh, perfect. Today. I go, what time? Like 7? 7's fine. And she never showed up. So it wasn't one of the real appointments, but still the point of it being just that. And so learn to stack and so you, part of Mastering Influence, the reason I gave you, I didn't sell you, I gave you Mastering Influence was for you to do this sooner rather than later. You got to learn how to take control of people without them knowing it's you that's controlling the whole thing. That's the power of Mastering Influence, and that's why I gave you the course, and I hope that you follow through with it. Otherwise, well, if you don't, you won't, whatever. So anyways, I wanted to go on about this. Also want to talk just about the week ahead. We're holding a third, just like it says in final, school campaign presenters audition on Saturday, September the 18th in the city of Glendora. Now, we need you to, this is just an invitation. You're going to ask for an invitation. It doesn't mean you're RSVPing. That's another thing people didn't quite understand, and I don't think it's that damn hard. But again, people have a way of complicating things. And so if you meet the requirements, you went to the Presenters Academy, we want to make sure that you don't waste your time and my time, because there are people that have no business auditioning when they haven't even practiced one time on their own. And it's a total massive waste of time for everybody. And no, you're not going to be presenting anyways. And so
Saturday, September 16th.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this might be the wrong one then. No, it's Monday. This is supposed to be a Monday, September 18th. We had one for Saturday, September 16th, and that one sold out already. That's next Saturday. But I'm sorry. This right here is for Monday, September 18th. Monday. The Saturday one sold out. It's in Culver City. This is Monday. Thank you. Monday, September 18th in Glendora. And it's by invitation only. And please don't waste your time. If you know you're not ready, don't show up. Don't take the slot. You know who you are. If you're practicing, where you're ready to puke from repeating. And then also, the way we did it last time, we're switching it up a little bit this time. Everybody that gets accepted, I'm going to send you a link. And on the link, boop, you're going to hit record. And you're going to record yourself standing up, giving the presentation. And it's easy because you can have the PowerPoint. It's going to be on your screen. But we're looking for everything, animation. We're looking for your opening statement. One of the things you'll see from the presenters, about 25% of them did something really cool, and that was good morning. Come on, I know it's Tuesday morning and everything, but listen, good morning. And then another, you got to take control of the crowd. Most did not. That was one common denominator in that group of people that, again, they need to do. It's 100% psychological, 100% right up the road with mastering influence, where you need to take physical control. Good morning. Good morning. All right, come on. I know it's Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening, Tuesday, whatever, but we got to get through this real quick. Good morning. And then every single time the crowd will be louder, meaning you have that many more people in control that you did just literally 30 seconds ago. Something as simple as that. Well, my name is Javier Rodriguez, and so we're looking for animation. This is important. I mean, how many people here would like to do that? I mean, I'm sure you would. You know, maybe you would. And so we're looking for this. And so we're not going to do Zooms anymore. What we're going to do is simply just go ahead and you click on the link, and it'll say, ready? Yes. And you just record your presentation and sends it back to me to make sure you're ready, because we are not going to waste our time. I'm telling you right now, there are people who have no damn business auditioning. They consider auditioning with their very first shot at something, and it ends up being just a royal waste of time. And so we want to get more people that are qualified, because right now in the perfect world, you open, you present, you close, you make a boatload of money. Don't be the one that just depends on other people or for leads. I had several people, well, not two people, about how come they're not getting any appointments so far. And the answer has been because there's people higher up on the priority list than you, just so you know, right out of the gate. We got people that are also presenters that are that much more, they're bringing much more to the table. We've got people that are bringing business outside of the school campaigns. They are way ahead of you. They are way ahead of you. And if you're that one person that's doing nothing but waiting, we'll get to you eventually. You see how much business we have coming up, but we're going to prioritize other people before we get to you. Point blank. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not lying. I don't want any misunderstandings. That, again, we want people that are self-sufficient and are 100% committed, that they are even bringing people from or business from other places on their own. We will always prioritize them over you. It's very, very. And if you have any issues about why, come ask me. You know, don't go ask other people on the team about, hey, how can we think I haven't gotten anything? Ask me. I'll tell you. I promise you, I'll tell you. So you don't have to worry about that, because we don't want to go ahead and deal in the gossip, in the currency of gossip and all this other. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the main thing, which is helping you make a difference in teachers' lives, but in the process, getting you paid more than you've ever thought you could get paid for what you do. And we want to be able to do just that. Any questions from anybody about anything at all? Anything pending? We are going to do a quick rundown individually, because we're still trying to fine tune the lead. And the reason that we're not going to do the lead follow-ups through the webinar right now is because there's just too many. And so for those that don't know, who here is using, because I don't want to embarrass you, I want to make sure that if I pull this up, I can show people who here is using their leads through the lead system the right way. Anybody? Because that's another issue we've been having. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go into the opportunities. And from opportunities, I'm going to go into staff meeting leads. Now, a lot of them are being tracked all the way down to the right, but a lot of them, 50. Now, this is not the 37 that we didn't see last year. There's our 50 that are still here that are waiting to be. I'll give you an example. This one right here, I met with this individual. So this one should be right here. Ishmael Pack has already been met with. Does that make sense? This is the flake. And so the point that I'm making is that all these need to be dragged to wherever. So we are going by this primarily because it's the easiest way to track. But at the same time, if you're not doing your part, it's going to be very, very impossible. That everybody here, everyone has an active account with Widgets Marketing. And so I can come in here and see Monica Gonzalez, Lorraine. Have you seen Lorraine, Monica?
Yes, I have.
Did you?
I haven't done it because I wasn't sure how to do it, but now you just showed me, so I'm gonna do
you
it.
Just go to Lorraine. And which stage is he? This okay.
Follow up.
Okay, here. Oh, okay. Second appointment scheduled, or just here?
Second appointment scheduled.
Okay, so drag it here, and you see how we just went from 50 to 47. I mean, this is a more accurate representation because everything is stuck here, and if something is stuck here, that means that you just, for whatever reason, we're not able to make it happen. We will go ahead and just click on the G and just reassign it to somebody else. Because, and lo and behold, you already met with them. We don't want to look that foolish where we do that. And so this is very important that you can come in here, and this is for everybody that has somebody. Now, this week, we are also dishing out appointments to people for the very first time. I'm not going to tell you who you are, but we are going to go ahead and for the very first time, roll some new presenters. And the reason that this is so crucial, the magic number for everybody, and this is super important. Let me tell you something. Just because you're here doesn't mean you're going to stay here. I'm going to be very upfront with you. Not everybody that comes here stays here. The first 5 leads or appointments that you receive are going to tell us what to do with you. And you're going to tell us what to do with you. Because if your closing ratio is not acceptable with the first 5, you will not get appointment number 6. So that's why it's so crucial to make sure you're doing everything by the book on those first 5 to get a decent closing ratio. Because if we give you 5 and you close none, you think you're going to get another 5, you're high. Okay? We're just simply not going to do that. We're not going to throw a good appointment after a bad one just because of the fact that you're cursed. I don't know. Maybe, it's called training. It's called being aware of what you need to do. And it's called a lot of money and a lot of time, particular time is being spent on making sure we get it. Because this is nothing. We're going to do round 2 of the school openings real soon. And I'm not going to get into it too much right now, but we have a second campaign we're going to run that's going to be easier and better than even it was easy with the sports equipment. We're doing our second one, which is the most popular one of all. And we want to make sure that, again, by then, the only reason we didn't push more openings was because we need more of you to become presenters so you can present at your own of your own staff meetings and close at your own staff meetings as well and make a boatload of money. We have the muscle now. We have 5 more good people that I feel comfortable. I would give them my own personal openings. I'm going to go back and open. Just so you know, I have a meeting with the school police in the Valley, school police in the West, and which now runs the West and the East, and the school police in the South. And they have their officers are going to go around with the flyers now and open up for us and then send them in to me. And so they are going to be helping us tremendously. And they're all my openings because I'm doing that. I'm funding it. But now I feel a lot better than I did just a week ago because we have the presenters. I mean, we were looking at the calendar asking, how the hell are we going to get all these presenters going? And between Anthony, Reggie, Stevens, Rhett, and the people that passed right now, I feel very confident we are going to not only take care of week 1 and every week going forward this month, but next month and so on. Now I'm going to be out of here, like I said, in October. On October 14th, I'm going to go on the Royal Caribbean. What is it called? Something of the seas. Oh, Wonder of the Seas.
Circus of the Ocean.
Yeah, there you go. So we're gonna be gone. So I'm gonna be gone. So my whole thing was, I was like, well, so you're gonna be gone. Who the hell's gonna present? Well, like I told her on Saturday, so I wanted her there. This is who's gonna present. She was impressed. It's very difficult to sometimes impress her. She could be very hard.
I did have a quick question. Javier.
Go ahead.
It's Fernando. So I my headset cut out for a second there. Did you say on the audition trainings? I know I'm on for Saturday. We're going to just create a Zoom and send it to you. Could you go back over that real quick?
No, there's no Zoom.
No.
What I'm going to do is
No.
I'm going to send everybody a link, and on the link, it just simply says, here, click here to record your audition. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to just do it, and it's full. And we're not going to have training again or a webinar, except for one thing, and I got to mention to you guys. Understand that when you come to do these trainings, it is going to be crucial for you to have everything you need for this is an actual presentation. Almost everybody hit a snag with a technical issue. And I told them, had you had this, had you had that, you would have avoided that. And so it's very important to make sure that you understand. And so what does that mean? If you're presenting at 10, it's like your staff meeting is at 10. So you probably want to be there at least 10 till to set up your computer, set up your laptop. Oh, there's no HDMI. Oh, where's this? Oh, it doesn't reach. Okay, use your extender. I don't have an extender. Well, why not? Maybe you don't have an extender. And so what I'm going to do, I'll be nice with everybody here. I'm going to go here and show you what I said that to here. I'll just give it to everybody right now. Hold on. The technical name. And I'm going to pull it up right now and show you the one that I have. And I can use whatever the hell you want, but I'm just showing you the one that I use is this right here. Let me pull it up. And this is called, technically referred to as a coupler. And this is what a coupler looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and send it to you guys right now. Don't worry about it. Let me just bring it up here. All right, here it is. And so what I'm going to send with you, the one thing that no one had, was this right here. So what is this? If you're going to cover city, I'm telling you right now that HDMI cable comes down the wall like you've all seen it before, and it comes out about 4 inches onto the table. That means that your audience is in front of you, but your laptop is to your left. That's the stupidest position because everybody keeps turning their back to look at the next slide. So what I said was, why don't you use your extender, because I'm sure you brought your own HDMI cable, and stretch it out into a chair in front of you. So that way you're looking, kind of I'm looking at you right now. My PowerPoint's in front of me. My audience is the camera. I'm just doing a little bit here, which is a lot better than doing this. Okay, what's next? Okay, and I want to talk to you about this, and I'm going to talk to you about that. And so this is what's called a coupler. So what happens is, let's just say the HDMI cable comes out of the TV, the projector, whatever, but it's too short. You plug it into this. Then you plug in your own HDMI cable on the other end onto your actual laptop. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's the one thing that everybody flunked, I should say, as it relates to that. And so this is called a coupler. And I just put it into the chat for, oh shit, it went to just Brian. Hold on, to everyone. And I'm going to also put it into the chat because I went ahead and accidentally put it for just Brian. I'm going to send a second chat of the appointment number 2 with a teacher. Now, the golden time for me, let's see, is, let me just pull this up. So everybody should have gotten that one, I hope. Let's see. Copy, and let me just put this in here. Let me just open this up, please. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. This one, oh, here it is. So I'm sending out appointment number 2. Now, I'm just going to digress a little bit here and just emphasize the importance. Let me go back over here. There we go. So I got you that one. The importance of number 2, of appointment number 2, it's all about taking the application. So yes, for that one, I am going to go ahead and take my sweet time. So my 2:30 hour is the money-making hour. So again, if I just had a presentation this past Tuesday and I have nothing but appointment once, yeah, I'll stack them, whatever I got. But once I go through those people and I find out who's who in the zoo, who's going to be good, who's not going to be good, all my appointment 2s are going to be 2:30s because I know it's going to take me 45 minutes, probably about 45 minutes, because I'm going to take the application, submit the application, and everything else that I have to do with the application. I also want to congratulate Joy. I think she submitted her first application. Also, Rochelle this past week submitted her first application as well. And everybody else that submitted, well, their own bunch of applications for the 50,000th time or whatever the hell it was. But it is really good to hear about that as well. And so again, very important, if you're going to show up to your audition, don't show up asking questions. That's not why you're there. You're there, okay, there's a projector or TV, whatever the hell might be there, and do your thing, because at 10 a.m. or 11 or whatever time your slot is, that's when you start the show. That's it. Okay, now do I stand here? Like, no. I mean, you got to you're there for showtime, because if you pass, your next stop is going to be a staff meeting. And unless you're going to sit there and ask the principal what to do, well, no, you don't want to be ahead. You don't want to go ahead and do that either. Any questions before we wrap it up about anything from anybody? Please, I can't tell you how excited I am. Go ahead.
Quick question. Widgets, the CRM, can you send me the link to that and so forth so I can set that up, make sure that I comment on the leads given to me?
Perfect. Got it. Okay, we'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. And I just want to take a moment to thank Mr. Victor Mackloff. That's the gentleman that was just speaking right now. It's his office that he has opened up to help us with the overflow and make it also a little more comfortable for people that live towards this part of town. And so I want to take a moment to publicly thank him as well. Victor, thank you for opening up your home, your office for the auditions as well. Thank you, sir. Really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Looking forward to it.
Cool. Sorry. And thanks, Vic. If you can send me that link for the widgets as well, I'd appreciate it.
Got it. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to confirm with George if he's going to be using the widgets as well, but I'll get you the link because one thing we are going to probably need help with is going to be in the Valley. As of right now, again, like I'm not going to reinvent the whole wheel, but we've been doing it on a more geographic way. As of right now, the only one that we have certified for the Valley is going to be Stephen. I know that Gene is going to be auditioning, but I got to confirm with George how he's going to do that with his team. Mine plus his or his only. And then just be flexible is what I'm asking. Be flexible. All right, cool. Any other questions, comments, concerns, anything at all, guys? This is it. We're going to wrap it up.
It's Fernando again.
Sure,
So
anything.
on the audition on Saturday, dress code, and I know some
Okay, great point. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Very, 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 very few people can get away with business casual at a presentation. They're too nervous. And so always, always, always dress up. If in doubt, one step above your audience. So if your audience is business casual, you want to go business formal. Because that's a great question, because that serves as a shield. It'll bump up your confidence. It calms them down. Teachers have a lot of respect for suits, meaning formal business, that they know that you don't mess with those types of people. And so what I'm saying is that it is in your best interest to overdress before you underdress. Because if you underdress, they don't know if you're there to. And don't get me wrong, you could have a compelling presentation and get away with it. But until you know that, and how are you going to know that? You tell me how many people were in the room. You tell me how many appointment cards were collected, and I'll tell you how good of a job you did. And so, having said that, it will serve as a shield for you. You will. I'm telling you, people look a lot sharper in business attire, and so that's why I'm saying, like me, I hate suits. But if there's a time to do a presentation, an important one, you break out the old, suit and tie, and business attire is very, 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 very important there as well. All right. Anything else, please? There's got to be more questions. If not,
real quick, not a question, but I just want to thank you for posting those because, in listening to other people's presentations, everybody's got some a little different angle on things, and there were some really good nuggets that Rhett brought up during his presentation. Monica brought up during her presentation. So I just encourage everybody to maybe look through those as well. And if your timing's good, see ways to work in, because I definitely came away with stuff from Rhett and Monica while I was there that I'll be able to incorporate. It was just good, really good stuff, really good, simple little nuggets. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Thanks for posting that to be able to use for that.
Yeah, and here's what I also recommend to everybody. My recommendation, I don't know, Monica has this. Now, she hasn't done, I think she hasn't done a presentation yet. Monica, have you presented yet? I don't think you presented yet, have you?
Tomorrow I'm presenting.
Okay, tomorrow she's presenting. Here's what I recommend everybody to do. And I'll show it to you on Amazon. Everything's cheap. Buy a microphone, a Bluetooth microphone. Record yourself. You're going to amaze yourself with how good or how bad you really were. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just simply saying that you're going to really refine your presentation skills. I feel comfortable with everybody that passed the audition this time around that I would give them my own, and I am going to give them my own openings that I did that I can't handle. I'm telling you that right now. But what I'm saying, invest in things like a microphone. And then here's the other thing that I would encourage everybody to invest in. And I'm going to put it back up here just 1 second. Hold on. And here's the key thing. Don't overinvest. We're not talking about that. Here's what I would encourage you to consider buying. Something along the lines of this. Hold on. Something along the lines of a little baby tripod like this that you can actually just use to prop your phone when it's recording you. Never point it at the audience. We don't need their permission, as we're not going to record it. So don't spook them. People don't like that. Do that. Not like that. Small, like this one right here. Something small. My favorite one is the one that I have, which is a rigid one, and I like it because it's in my bag. It gets tumbled around. It gets whatever. But something like not this tall telescopic one, but something just super like this. Something simple. And then the only other thing you're going to need, and this is where you don't want to overspend. Hold on. Here. And so something along the lines of this right here, $23. Now, the reason this is so cool, Now, this is for iPhones. Be very careful, of course. I hope you don't have a damn Droid. But anyways, in case you are back in the dark ages and you have a Droid, then
Wow.
oh, sorry about that. I thought it was muted. I apologize. My apologies. My apologies to the court. But the point is that this is Lightning, so make sure you get the right one. This one just goes into the bottom of the iPhone. You clip this on your shirt or whatever, and then just simply turn it on. And the sound, as you'll see in the recordings from the auditions, they all had a microphone on them. Had they not had a microphone, they would have ended up like the recording that Monica did of George, where it's like a mile away or something like that. You hear echo bouncing off the walls. But now she has her hardcore microphone, which is super cool. And when you're practicing, record yourself. The best audience you're going to have is you. So, boom. One thing that I told one person during the last one was, don't lean on stuff. This person kept leaning on stuff. Part of the reason we lean on things is because it gives us a connection to something. It gives us a feeling. Listen, you have to be conscious, and you won't catch it unless you record yourself. So don't get off of it. Don't lean on stuff. The presentation is not that damn long. I've done 1 hour. Hell, I did the Presenters Academy. We were there for 4 hours, okay, of nonstop talking, and I didn't get tired. And so if I can do 4 hours, you can do 12 minutes. You can do 10 minutes and time yourself. What's it? Rhett was there, aka Marathon Man, and I asked him. I always ask people, how long did you think it took? And Rhett was like 10 minutes. So I was like, actually, it was 20 minutes. And so we just don't feel it. He's a natural talker. We're all, some of us are not. We had one person do it in 7 minutes. And so what I'm saying is that always ask yourself, how long did that feel? Well, 10 minutes. Might be more, might be less, but at least. And then lastly, if you do want to do this to keep yourself on track, my recommendation, bring something like a tablet with one of those timers, just time, or just a timer. You can buy literally. I mean, you can just literally, don't set the alarm for it, but you can literally come in here and you can just have something like this, super cheap, big numbers, $5.97, and you will at least practice. And that's why the number one thing you'll hear people tell me about mine is, do you talk so fast? Because I know if I didn't do that, I'm like Rhett. Rhett and I are just natural talkers. We have no problem talking. If I didn't have a timer, I'd be at like 22 minutes. I know I would at my natural pace, but I know that I don't want to do that. So this is a great big numbers one for a whopping $6. And again, you just see it. The audience is not going to see it. And it will always keep you on track with that. It's a big deal. I'm telling you, becoming a presenter, people sometimes don't realize what a big deal it is. It is a big. I understand, Monica. Go. You got to go. And so, okay. So like I said, anything else from anybody about anything? And here's what I will tell you. The only times I will tell you I can't help you, it's usually when it's either something to do specifically with the team you're part of, like George or Mr. Hatter, because we have to respect different styles. And I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. I don't want to create two issues, but I'm here to help you in anything I can. The one thing that I would say that I am waiting for is there's a lot of people that have been kind of on the fence in regards to the level of commitment to this cause that's going to end up costing them tens of thousands of dollars in just the next couple of months. So I want to encourage everyone, personally, I would just encourage everybody to consider getting off the fence, going all in, because this is fun. I'm telling you, like I was telling Monica, she had a hell of a rough week last week, but we found ways to make it better. We found ways to improve it, reduce the drag, as I call it. And all of a sudden, all you have in front of you is nothing but our applications to take. And that's why we're holding this webinar. On a side note, if you're part of 2.0, and you know who 2.0 is, part of that new batch of people, we are going to have a special training this Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for 2.0 people. And it's going to be 30 minutes. And what we're going to talk about that is the application. That's a big snag we hit this week. We are going to go through an application from beginning to end. We hit problems this week that we shouldn't have hit. We cannot have application problems. Does that make sense? We're going to talk about technology problems. That was another problem that was hit this week. I don't know if Joy's on this morning, but Joy is the only one that I know of, that carries an actual hotspot with her, which is an actual device, because let me tell you something. Schools are like jails. The walls are thick and the signal's not going to get through. It's just not going to get through. So if you put a dollar amount of, let's just say I'm doing one for $1,000 this week, okay, $1,000 a month IUL. That's $9,000 Tiger Premium. That's going to be $8,000 for me. I will go and buy a damn hotspot for that one deal, and it's worth it for the next 3 years. Does that make sense? So I'm not telling you to do it yet. I'm not telling you not to do it, but don't rely on your phones because the antennas on phones are designed for communications. The only exception is if you have a pure 5G. If you have a 4G, I have the iPhone 12. I didn't go 13. I didn't go 14. I'm going 15 now. And the reason I'm going 15 this year, finally, the 15 is pure 5G. Everything else is designed initially for 4G. And then when it finds 5G, it goes to 5G. Does that make sense?
Right.
The signal and the wavelength is different for 5G than 4G. So if you have a pure 5G, then you might be able to get away with it. But if you have a LTE one, 4G LTE, it's not going to work. And we'll talk about that on Wednesday as well. So if you're part of 2.0, just tell yourself Wednesday, 7 p.m., because we are drilling down on practical stuff, application technology. Everything that the snags that we hit last week were just simply unacceptable, especially when it comes to application. And that's just for one thing, lack of practice, which I respect. That's what I want to show you. I'm going to walk you through one application. Now, I don't know if you knew this or not, but did you realize that you can log into National Life Group right now and submit a bogus application? Don't submit it to them. Get to the last part. Make everything up. And right when you hit send to carrier, don't. And then go delete it. It's pretty cool. So again, it's just like a bad audition. That just tells me you didn't practice. And there's too many things that happened this past week. Now, application is money time. Does that make sense? Of all the places to hit a snag, please don't make it the application where you're about to get paid because of what this person and two people did wrong last week. They missed Tuesday's payday. Tomorrow would have been a big payday for them. Now they're going to have to wait till the following one. All right. If no one has anything else, I just want to say thank you so much for all that
Javier,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. This is Brian. The Wednesday meeting, is that going to be via Zoom also?
Yeah, most of what we do is via Zoom.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All righty, guys. Well, thank you so much for everything that you do. Let's go out there and make this week the most productive week in the history of our business. Watch out. Register, if you would, for the okay, somebody's asking me about the link. Let me just send you the link before. This is for the 16th is the one that's sold out, if you would. I'm going to send you a link right now for the 18th in Glendora. That's the only one that's left. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and send you the link right now. Let me just get this going here. And this is the link for the 18th. Don't go, don't show up, don't reserve unless you intend to practice, do the video, do everything else. Because if by Thursday we haven't responded, then what's going to happen? We're just going to boot out, or you're not going to get an email with an exact time. We want to make sure you do that. So if you check your actual chat, you'll see the one, and you can't do more than one at a time. I forgot who it was. Don't do that. Don't say I'm going to be here and I'm going to be there. No, we're going to choose only one. We don't have that much time. And this is the last group audition we have scheduled for the rest of the year. We don't have anything on the books. We just don't have anything. Again, if you're part of George's team or Hatters, you can arrange something on a one-on-one basis. But as far as a group, and the group is the best, because here's what I would do. If I was auditioning, I wouldn't want to be the poor bastard that goes first, because that person doesn't have the benefit of seeing other people go as well. And so if my appointment is at 10 a.m., hell, I'd be there at 9 a.m. watching other people get roasted first and then learn from them. I mean, very, very simple. So ideally, I would, if it was 9 to 12, I'd be like, 12 p.m., please. I'll take the last slot and I'll be there at 9 a.m. with my popcorn, right, and my soft drink, just watching the show. And by the time I got up there at the end, I would correct everything they screwed up. You can do that. If you want to be a part of the audience, even if you're not going to audition, just show up, be quiet, and watch the show and enjoy the show. And that's what you got to do. All right. I apologize for going a little long, but this is very important info. I hope you find it informational. And I wish nothing but success this week. And let's go out there and, again, make this week the most productive week of your business history. And most importantly, don't be afraid to bring some business from some other places to show everybody just how serious you are about this opportunity. Thank you so much, everybody. Make it a great week. Thank you.
Thank you.